Here with Director of Rugby Dave Morris. Big week for the club with Queensland and then 2 big matches at the weekend. Give us a bit of a recap of what's been going on.
Huge week for the club. I've been here 10 years now and I don't think ever had a week like it in terms of profile games, number of spectators our guys have played in front of, but also the way the guys self-managed their way through that, and the way that the staff, I'm talking about, a whole collective of staff, coaches, support staff, all the way through the club, basically really contributed in making sure that the week was as seamless as we could get it. The freshers trials were well organised, run with integrity. I just thought it was an outstanding week for the club, and those weeks exist as effectively pre-season for every team outside of the league, and now they've had these games against Cambridge University Blue side, Leicester Tigers at Welford Road, etc. They're great games in themselves, but they exist for a purpose, and that's to make sure that when we go and play Durham on Wednesday, and the BUCS 2 against Bishop's Burton, BUCS 3 against Oxford Brooks, is that we're well prepared and we're ready to go and hit the ground running and roll out some serious performances against those teams.
First away win for the Nat 1 boys at Cinderford at the weekend.
First of many, Liz, first of many, yeah.
What did you make of the match?
Again, probably for me that was more of a test of character than anything else. So a lot of those guys were involved on Wednesday night against University of Queensland in front of a capacity of 3,500 people at the stadium, and I managed game time quite brutally, tried to take emotion out, and Jonah Boyce wasn't selected, Joe Cave was on the bench, didn't get on, and really sort of made it clear to those guys that in a way that's the biggest compliment they'll get, because they're really, really important and valuable to the league side, and those guys put their personal disappointment behind them. We obviously made a lot of changes of guys who were involved on Saturday very early on during the game on Wednesday, but it still takes an emotional hit out of you, and collectively we said there can't be any excuses. We can't be in the huddle at the end saying that emotionally we're tired, physically we're tired. We managed the players well, the players itself managed really well. Obviously falls in Freshers Week as well, and there's a huge element of trust for the guys to look after themselves properly away from the rugby pitch. I really do trust this group, and I think it showed on Saturday that those guys really put everything into the shirt, and trusted individuals, very honest individuals, and showed huge strength of character to go and get a win at, let's face it, a very difficult place to go on the road. And I thought our first half performance again was really, really strong. There's a lot of points left out there where the final pass was forward, etc. So we really could have sort of stretched away in that first half, and maybe we didn't make it quite as easy as we could have for ourselves. But going into the second half, that's where a lot of character was shown, and we just managed to get over the line in the end. We're delighted to come away with 4 points. There was also a game where it was attritional. There's a lot of guys who picked up injuries, and Eileen Taylor, our physio, was absolutely outstanding. She didn't get back to 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, looking after Ben Pons. But also the medical staff at Cinderford as well were absolutely superb in terms of personnel, the processes they've put in place, the medical facilities that they've got, and I'd really like to go on record and say that the duty of care that Cinderford provided was absolutely outstanding, and an absolute credit to their club.
Henley at home this week with a few friendly faces coming back to Loughborough. How are you and the team preparing for that?
We're preparing with some real excitement and I suppose some real confidence. The season is sort of rolling for us now, and again you just look at the results in National 1, and you just know that you've got to prepare to the best of your ability, mentally get yourself in exactly the right place. Otherwise, if there's 1 or 2 people in your team who aren't there, everyone's capable of beating each other, and you've sort of seen some of Henley's results being a bit up and down, but they've had some outstanding results and starting to put some form together. It'll be great seeing some of the alums coming back, so hopefully Fred Pierpont, Jack Bradford, Jake Olburn, and their captain Dave Clements is on loan from quite a long time ago now, Clem, sorry about that. So again, it would be great to welcome those guys back to our new first 15 pitch and catch up with those guys in the bar afterwards.
Big match at the weekend for the BUCS at Tigers. How did that go?
It was fantastic. What a fixture. 6,000 fans there, I think. 5 of them Loughborough. We won 1,000 Tigers. It was brilliant. The boys really enjoyed it. Running out there at Welford Road, great stadium, a lot of history. We're really thankful for the fixture, and we've got a lot out of it because we're heading into a big week now, and coming off the back of a great win at Cambridge, we've now played Leicester Tigers at Welford Road, and then we're in our first BUCS game. So it was brilliant. Some guys really stood up. Half time we were winning, would you believe it or not? And then Tigers stepped up. We seemed to take our foot off the gas, and I think it was 43-12. Am I right? 43-12. So they certainly showed their class in the second half, as the Premiership side they are. But great experience for everybody involved.
Last week at BUCS on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At Durham. How are you preparing for that?
We've prepared really well with wins at Cambridge, and I'll say I take a half-time win at Leicester Tigers. I'm glad Leicester came out and played really well in that second half and actually put us away, if I'm honest. So we're not going into it absolutely unrealistic about where we are. We're a good team. We've worked really hard on a number of aspects, showed some good gutsy defence in both games. So I think we're going to take that into the game, as we always do. I'm kind of defence coach on that, so we're really looking forward to that. But I think we realise it's such a special year as well. We were second best last year, and we've got a group of guys that are desperate, absolutely desperate to make sure that we're not second best this year.
I know you weren't there at Cinderford on the weekend, but to not concede any tries within that one side, are you proud of that as a defence coach?
Absolutely, yeah. It's the first thing I ask. And then Dave tells me if we've won or lost. But it's always a good one for me personally. It's all I'm trying to do with the boys and get a win. I think they're buzzing from it as well. And we'll see what the boys have to say about it tonight.